What's poppin', ticket holders? It's time to get into this movie review right now of Batman the Killing Joke, based on the graphic novel Batman the Killing Joke, written by Alan Moore. For those who don't know who Alan Moore is, shame on you. Alan Moore is a legendary comic book writer, and he's done so much in the comic book universe. It's a shame that his name is not brought up more. This guy wrote The Watchmen. This guy wrote The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. This guy wrote Swamp Thing. He is epic, he's iconic, and those are a couple of my favorites. Now, I also want to give shout outs to the artist, Brian Boland, who actually brought this graphic novel to life. Without him, we would never have that vision. So, that's the comic book, that's the graphic novel. Now, on to the movie. This movie is directed by Sam Liu and starring, man, one of my favorite Batmans, the voice of Batman. When you think of Batman's voice, you think of this, the Batman animated series. We're talking about Kevin Conroy, a man I met who I thought was one of the most down-to-earth and cool guys ever. And the Joker, Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, y'all know him. And one of the most beautiful voice actors and visual voice actors I've ever seen, Tara Strong. And she, man, that woman, now, let's get into this movie review. I'm gonna keep this one as simple as possible for you guys. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you because I always feel some things deserve a spoil, but stuff like this is so epic and memorable because this is the first time we got a chance to see a rated R DC animated film in theaters. So let's get into this story. This story is really simple, but it's so deep. This is that Alan Moore stuff. This story is really about good and evil, sane and crazy, Batman and Joker, liked and not liked. Like it's like freaking, it's so deep in that sense. And when you watch it, you get sucked in because you're trying to really grasp everything that they tell you so you can really understand what's going on. Now, I read the graphic novel many years ago. I remember a lot about it, but there's a lot of stuff I forgot about it. But when you watch this movie, you're like, wait, that ain't supposed to happen. So there's a lot of difference in this story, and I understand everything's not going to be like the comic book was. It's going to be a little different. They're going to add scenes in there. They're going to add certain things, and you know, just to fill in all the, you know, make it a longer film. And I understood that, and I knew that coming into this. But I will say the first half of this movie was probably the best half. As a matter of fact, before we get actually into the movie, they gave us a nice little documentary of Mark Hamill that I thought was beautiful. I really enjoyed it. Tell you the truth, it's what really got me more into the film. Like, I was gonna watch it anyway, but when I was sitting back, you know, scratching my head, I'm like, man, you know, Mark Hamill been through a lot, and just watching his development as an actor, and then getting into the Joker character, and his division, him dividing himself between being Luke and the Joker and being two iconic characters at the same time. It was a dope documentary special they gave us. I enjoyed it. I really did. It was one of the best, like, behind the scenes I've ever seen. But excuse me. So let's get back into the story. Man, whoa. All right. So the beginning of the film, I felt, was well developed as far as adding in footage. It was good. Like, it was really good. It showed us Batman. It actually showed us a Batgirl story. They gave us more depth in Batgirl that they didn't give us in the graphic novel. She didn't have as much, but they gave her more of it. They added in some stuff, made us really feel for her and everything like that, which I thought was pretty cool. You know what I mean? They actually gave us a little bit, you know, relationship between her and Bruce. You know what I mean? And I like that. I don't want to spoil it for you. I want y'all to see it, because when you see that part I saw, let's just say hands on the butt, it was like, oh yeah, that's what's up. I like it, but it kind of drew away from the actual story for me. It got to a point where I was like, enough. Where's the Joker? You know what I mean? It was like, dang, when are you gonna show up, man? Freak, give me some Joker, man. What is this? It's just Batgirl and Batman all day, man. And it got kind of repetitive after that, you know what I mean? They showed them on a little adventure with each other, going against gangsters and stuff like that. And I thought that was cool, but it was like, well, where's the Joker, man? It's called The Killing Joke. Like, I'm trying to get this. And then they finally threw him in there, and I enjoyed the animation on that part, on how they showed the montage of him starting off and then coming back, and how he went crazy, and it was beautiful. It was a great story from beginning to middle. But once that third act hit, I will say it got really dry for me. It got real dry because it's like they put so much in the beginning, they forgot to do the ending. Like, the ending could have been so much more. It could have been so much to it that it had people kind of low key in tears. Like, we could have really got emotional with the Joker for the first time. Like, this is a Joker that we don't see every day, and we could have got that. But I felt they held back for some weird reason, and it didn't. It worked, but it wasn't good enough for me. It didn't hit like it should have. I mean, like, that very last scene, for those that see, was like, most of the audience was kind of speechless. We was like, well, and then you know how I think. I'm like, well, there has to be a reason for this. Why is this happening like this? And because I don't want to ruin the graphic novel for you, so I'm not going to tell you. But I'm like, he's going overboard. Just remember this word. He is going overboard with this. Why is he laughing so hard? Like, I wasn't expecting that. I thought they threw too much of that in there. That's what really kind of made the third half kind of like, should I dare say it? It wasn't. What an unexpected ending. I will say that, because it wasn't bad. It was just, oh, really? Y'all ended like that? I mean, you threw in all this extra footage. You could have threw in anything else than that. You could have showed that and him locking him up, put him in. I'm gonna start talking about the graphic novel. But anyway, for that, it was pretty cool. Now, watching this film on a high definition XD 7-foot screen, this film wasn't made for that. It wasn't made for IMAX, not at all. It was not made for that, because there were certain scenes that you can see great animation, and then there were certain scenes where you felt like they wasn't done with this movie because it was kind of like thick, blurry. It's like watching the Batman animated series right now on normal DVD on a 60-inch television screen, high definition, on a Blu-ray player. You're gonna see the fuzziness. You're gonna see the thick pencil line, and that's what I saw. Like, it looked bad in a lot of ways, but it looked good. But it looked bad because it wasn't designed for that type of screen, which I felt kind of really took a lot away from the actual experience to the max. You know what I mean? So it is designed strictly for home situations. Like, just go home and watch it. That's what it's made for. The voice acting is always good. Kevin Conroy, that man is Batman. No one can take that from him, ever. Mark Hamill, Joker, forever. He's always gonna be Joker. Tara Strong as Batgirl. Besides them drawing Batgirl to look hot, I'm gonna tell you guys. You guys gonna know this about me. First time I was introduced to Batman, it was the Adam West series, and I always, like, as a little kid, adored Batgirl. Especially the Batgirl in the show, because she had that purple and yellow outfit, and she looked hot in it. She had that wide waist, you know what I'm saying? It was sexy back then, and I always adored her, you know what I mean? And seeing Tara Strong play, and you know Tara Strong plays a lot of DC characters, but see her play Batgirl, I was like really looking at her like, man, I like Batgirl, man. It takes me back to a place I like to be. You know what I mean? I really enjoyed the character. I enjoyed her voice as the character. She's freaking dope. Tara Strong needs more credit. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If you guys can do this, if you guys, really value what I say, go on Tara Strong's Instagram, go on her Twitter and say thank you for being so epic for so long. Because I know Mark Hamill gets his credit and I know Kevin Conroy gets his credit. But I feel that Tara Strong never gets her credit. This woman's voice is on point. She still looks good. She still looks good. She's in her 40s and she's still hot. That's rare. You don't see that kind of stuff. But anyway, the voice acting was on point. What else I want to talk about? The music was decent. It wasn't as climactic as I thought it should have been, but it was really decent. It didn't bother me, so that's always a good sign. If something doesn't bother you, and you still accept it, it's like, cool. This is okay. I'm feeling this. What else? I'll tell you this. What I didn't like. What I didn't like was the fact that they actually titled this rated R. I felt this wasn't even a rated R movie. I felt Red Hood showed me more violence and blood as a PG-13 than this showed me as a rated R. I felt like by it being rated R, they were gonna show like actual like booty, breasts. You know what I mean? I really felt they was gonna do that. I felt they were gonna show more cursing, more blood, more gore. I thought they were gonna show the Joker at his full potential. Something they couldn't do back in '88. But now they can really show it. I thought they were gonna take Alan Moore's baby and just basically take a needle, a syringe full of steroids and just beef this sucker up. But they didn't do that. That's what I thought when it said rated R. I was like, okay, they finna show some stuff. They're gonna be showing nudity. They're gonna be showing violence. This is gonna be a freaking rated R movie. It didn't feel like that at all. It did not feel like a rated R movie. It felt like a PG-13 movie. And if I had to choose it, Red Hood was more freaking rated R than this. Especially that scene when Batman was fighting those assassins and Red Hood put that thing in his head and blew his head up. Man, dude, like Joker killed people like normal, you know. You know what I mean? It was simple deaths. It did not feel rated R at all. And I don't know how they got the gray rated R. Maybe it was the little teaser sex scene we got. Maybe that's why, but I don't even really remember any curse words. So it shouldn't have been labeled rated R. I don't know who rated that, but it shouldn't. But it's a good start. If DC's gonna start bringing out more products like that, where we're like, okay, you got a rated R movie, and grown-ups can go see it and enjoy Batman and Superman and all these decent characters, then that's great. Matter of fact, I remember doing an episode with my boy Ronan, and we were talking about a superhero network. And that was one of the things that I was talking about like 2 years ago that I thought would have been epic. If you did something where you gave grown-ups, like, I understand these movies are coming out, people are arguing about them, and people are disappointed about it. But if you really just gave a care about most of the fans who grew up with this, that are grown, and gave us the rated R versions that we appreciate and we like, and just gave us the one night specials that we actually, one night stands with the product, I think that would be so epic. And I think this right here is a perfect start, especially if it's very profitable in theaters. I think that'd be dope. It would be straight up really real. I really like something like that. But that's kind of the only nitpick besides the very ending I thought could have been much better. It didn't feel like a rated R film. The story was good, but like I said, at that third act, it kind of just got bland. What do I want to give this movie? I liked it though. I love the voice acting. I like the Joker. You know what I mean? I like it. It was dope. I'm wearing a sweater for that. I get this movie because I'm buying this. Definitely buying it. I'm gonna watch it. A B-. That's what it gets. This movie gets a B- in my eyes. I like the film. Guys, check it out. Buy the movie when it comes out. It's worth the money. You already know I can't show y'all. Or can I? Let me see. Let me zone out. Can y'all see it? Well, you can see half of my DVD collection. But like 1, 2, that top row, that's all DC films. So that shout out to those that think I'm not a DC fan or anything or something like that. I'm a big DC fan, guys. And this is one getting bought, and I think you guys should buy it too. Support it, buy the movies, because if they get the note that people like this kind of stuff, they're gonna keep doing it. There's no studio that doesn't like to make money. There's companies that just don't do things like they should, but there's no company that doesn't like make money. And this is a great start for us to get more rated R movies, more in depth with characters in movies. I feel the next time they do something like this, Hell, give me a 2-hour film. Freak that 1 hour and 16 minutes. Give me a 2-hour film, full-fledged freaking graphic novel. I would like to see it. That would be dope. That would be epic. Like, dude, give me the Rebirth and put that sucker on 2-hour screen right now. Let's go. That would be tight. You know what I mean? Free. That, man, Brightest Day, Blackest Night. Next film on screen tonight. Like, that's dope. 2 hours of that, that's great. Brightest Day, 2 hours. Blackest Night, 2 hours. Freaking tight. That would be epic, man. So, shout outs to that. I like this film. B- from J3. Hope you guys enjoy my review. I keep it as real as I can, as possible as I can, because that's what I am. I'm a real person. I keep it 100 at all times. I didn't want to spoil anything for you. Please pick up the graphic novel. It's something you want to read, so you can watch the movie, read the graphic novel. You guys decide which one you think was better. Alan Moore is a great writer, and Brian Boland is a great artist. Those two together make some great magic. Also, I like to say thank you to all the J3 supporters, the ticket holders out there who subscribe to this channel, that got this channel flowing back to where it needs to be. I was really down knowing I had to delete my old channels because of stupidity, and now I'm back and I really feel real good about this time around. So thank you guys to all you guys that subscribe. The newcomers that came in have welcomed me with open arms and allowed me to actually express my opinions in my reviews. I appreciate you guys to the max. Thank you. That's all I got, guys. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to J3 Entertainment. I'm J3. Peace, love. I hope y'all like the sweater. It's all for y'all.